Hey, and welcome along. It is Chris Brown here. Extremely excited to share this training with you, actually. This is the system that I'm using right now with male coaches to help them sign 3 to 5 high-paying clients, perfect fits, every single month using a very simple system, while also becoming the man they need to be in order to lead their life, their lover, their community, and their clients. Now, 4 years ago, my wife and I went through separation, and that forced me down a path of self-discovery, to do a lot of healing work, to do some deep inner work, to look at my own shadows, my own inner limitations, my own childhood wounds, and really begin to witness all of the parts of myself that were limited in all areas of my life. You know, I'd built a relatively successful business. I'd made a lot of money. I'd helped a lot of people. And yet there was a part of me that was missing. I'd sacrificed my health, my marriage at the time, and many of the things that I valued had become bottom of the pile in this pursuit of growing my business. Now, thankfully, 4 years later, through the work that my wife and I have done, we were able to come back into union, but I wouldn't have been able to do that had I not have become the man I am today. And so I want to inspire a generation of coaches to do the deep work required to be the man that they can be, so that they can build the business they want, but also build the life that they want. Because ultimately, you cannot separate the man from the business. You have the business and you have yourself. And then the crossover is you becoming fully expressed in the world. You have your business, which is your mission and your pursuit in this world. And then you have you as the father, as the husband, as the partner, as the man you need to be in order to cultivate the things that are truly important in your life. Because we often sacrifice all of the things that we value, our relationship, our relationship with our kids, our energy, our health and vitality, all of those things in pursuit of growing a business and acquiring money. And often this is a wounded self that is looking for recognition, validation, praise in the world. And we're outwardly projecting this thing so we can build this business that ultimately provides us money and income and status. And my belief is that if you have personal limitations, you have business limitations, but equally, if you have an imbalanced life between the pursuit of growing a business and a lack of growing a life, you're going to be very one-dimensional and actually probably cost yourself the things that you really, truly value. And so my understanding is that as you become a quote unquote better man, I don't think there's a thing that you can become a better man, but as you become more authentically aligned with yourself, and you then do that within business, you build a fully expressed business and self. And that for me is the mission here. It's not just about getting clients, it's about getting the right clients, but it's also about building the business that really supports your life, fuels you, purposeful work, whilst also growing as a human being. And so there are 5 things that we do. Modern day leadership for modern men. Helping our clients get vision, right? Vision and direction and clarity. I think a lot of men are lacking clear vision on where they're heading. And this is the king energy, by the way. And what happens is we lose this vision, we lose this direction, we lose this clarity of pursuit. And what happens is the world starts to trust us less because of that. Just imagine, for example, that you with your wife and she asks you, like, where are you taking us? Where are you leading us in this life together? And you didn't have an answer for that. I can tell you that if you didn't, she's going to lose trust in your ability to lead her into love and into life. And so we have to tap into this part of ourselves, this deep, deep part inside, to cultivate clear vision. The king is in service of his kingdom. And if you are not wrapping your kingdom with a vision of the future, then the people who you are leading will not trust you to lead them. The second piece is to understand that in order to lead a kingdom, you have to be able to cultivate connection. You have to be able to connect with the people who you want to enroll as clients. You need to be able to connect with your clients and lead them into something. And you need to really understand the fundamentals of connection, which is the lover archetype. It's the part of you that nurtures and builds relationships with clients, your partner, your people in the world. The third piece is strategy, and really understanding the direction, the connection, but then also the strategy that underpins that. What are you creating in this world? What magic are you bringing? The strategy is aligned with the magician archetype in all of us, the part of us that can create from nothing, and then really having a clear, defined strategy for the vision that you have so that people can trust you more. And then finally, the execution piece of that, not actually finally, but execution part of that is actually to take intentful, purposeful, directionful action, which is the warrior archetype. And what most men are doing is actually just warrioring their way through life and business and forcing and hustling. And it's the one dynamic that they have, yet they lack vision, connection, strategy. And the final piece is alignment, making sure that all of this is in true alignment with your higher purpose, with the direction of your life, and the way in which you're building things. And once you have, alignment is the monk archetype. It's the internal leadership. Vision is external leadership. Alignment and monk is internal leadership. And when you have this fusion, of heart and head and gut, and you're able to really direct people through this embodied wisdom of deep alignment with clear vision, purposeful strategy, you're connecting with your people, you're taking aligned action. When you have all of that in place, you'll be seen as a modern day leader. Now, this training is for you if you are spending endless hours trying to attract clients, but still finding yourself stuck and able to hit consistent numbers month after month. You're putting in the work, creating content, reaching out to leads, maybe even investing in ads, but instead of growing, you're in this constant battle to land just a few clients. One month you're doing okay, next month you're barely scraping by, and it feels like you're always chasing, always hustling. You get a few clients, but then the pipeline dries up. You're either overworked or underpaid, and the stress is building up because you're not seeing the consistent growth you know that you're capable of. You know you're great at what you do. You've had success. Your clients have got success through your programs, but you're struggling to scale past 10K per month consistently. Maybe you've had 10K months. Maybe you haven't even hit a 10K month yet, but you're just stuck in this cycle of growth and decline. And you know what to do, but there's some kind of block or barrier stopping you from actually doing it. And I know you're working hard. You're putting in the hours. Deep down, you're feeling disconnected from your own power. It's like you're doing all of the right things. You're out there in the world doing everything that you need to do, yet something still feels off. You're not fully embodying the leader, the coach, the man you need to be in order to attract the clients that you want. You probably want a higher caliber of clients, but you aren't fully stepping into who you need to become in order for those people to trust you. And without tapping into that deeper level of embodiment where your actions, your energy, and your leadership are fully aligned, everything feels forced. You're pushing hard, you're out of sync, the version of yourself that naturally attracts high-paying clients. This lack of embodiment shows up as burnout, frustration, inconsistency. You're doing the work, but because you're not fully embodying the energy you need to lead, you're not getting the results you deserve. And if you're brutally honest with yourself, you know there's a gap between the man you are right now and the man you need to be to break past these barriers, because we don't have the business that we desire. We have the business that we are capable of running. But ultimately, you are dealing with low quality or low quantity of leads. You're putting in the work, posting content, running ads, but you're not attracting enough leads, or the ones you aren't ready to invest yet. You're wasting time on unqualified leads, leaving you frustrated and burnt out. Maybe you're forcing yourself to grow. It feels like a grind. You're chasing clients, pushing for sales, but nothing is flowing naturally. You're working hard, but you feel like you're constantly forcing things to happen without ease. You're lacking direction, clarity, and focus. You're unsure of what to focus on. Your efforts are scattered, and you lack a clear strategy to grow. You feel stuck trying different things, but not seeing the progress that you truly want to see. And ultimately, you are struggling to consistently scale beyond 10K per month. You might have hit a 10K before, but can't seem to consistently do it. Every time you try, you hit a wall, and you're at full capacity energetically, feeling like you can't grow without working more hours. If that sounds like you, then this training is going to be for you. And by the end of this training, you'll know exactly how to land 3 to 5 high-paying clients every single month without constant hustle or burnout. You discover a proven system that not only works, but gives you the consistency and ease you have been looking for. And this isn't about you working harder. This is about you becoming the man you're fully capable of being and building a business that works for you, creating a fully aligned business while stepping into the embodied masculine leadership and work with the kinds of clients you dream of working with. This isn't about working harder. This is about becoming a better version of you. This isn't about you forcing or hustling. This is about you magnetically attracting that which you desire and deserve into your life. This is why most coaches are really struggling to stand out, in my opinion anyway. They rely on hustle and guesswork to get clients. They're posting content randomly, reaching out to leads sporadically, and hoping that something sticks. This constant chasing leads to burnout. They're not leading from a place of embodied masculine leadership. They're out of alignment with their true power and authority, which your clients can sense. And if you're not fully stepping into your leadership, you won't attract the right clients because they don't feel that magnetic, grounded energy from you. And there's a better way. There's a system that allows you to attract clients consistently without guesswork or burning out. Instead of hustling harder, you need to build a flow that works for you, not against you. And what I find is that most coaches don't have a system that ties everything together: vision, alignment, strategy, execution, and connection. They're stuck in a reactive cycle of how do I get clients right now, as opposed to being proactive and strategic. And this is the flow. In my opinion, if you want to be the man who stands out in the world in today's marketplace, you need more than strategy and tactics. You need more than an Instagram reel or a few stories on your social media profile. You need more than just the enoughness of getting leads and clients today. In fact, you need a flow that is going to continue to flow, right? You want a pipeline that consistently attracts the right people. And so step number one is really becoming the transmission and embodiment. Become the man clients want to work with. If you truly want to lead people, then you must become he who is trusted by your dream clients. And that becomes you stepping into the values, everything that you preach and teach, you have to become. Instead of being the preacher, you have to become the teaching, which is where transmission and embodiment comes into play. You have to become the living, walking, breathing example of everything which you share in the world. And as you do that, you'll magnetize more people towards you. So this is the foundation of truly, really building the thing that you want to build. Because you can share the right information, but if it's not embodied and you're not transmitting grounded presence, people are going to feel that and it's going to feel off. Number two, and this is where a lot of coaches are missing the mark. They do not have an aligned offer that is irresistible and signature to them. In fact, what they're doing is trying to hash up something, do some one-to-one coaching or do some random thing or selling by session, and they don't really have a system or a program that is truly unique to themselves. This is the foundation. Like once you become the person, transmission and embodiment, you have a signature solution. Those two things alone is enough to build a six-figure business. If all you did was become the living, walking example, and then you had a really powerful program that you could sell, those two things alone can bring you in 2,000 plus per week. And if you aren't selling a program for 500, 1,000, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 plus, then it tells me you either don't have the embodied confidence to do so, you don't have the skill set in order to command those fees, or you're afraid. And that comes down to you doing the deep work to become more valuable in the marketplace. So, number one, transmission embodiment. Number two, aligned offer. Number three is what I call the flywheel funnel, building a reliable client generation system. Now, I'm going to get into all of these, but the flywheel funnel is essentially a deconstructed funnel. Every day, what we see is this kind of linear thing of like run an ad. I mean, maybe you're not even doing that. Maybe you're just trying to DM a bunch of people. Maybe you're trying to just create content and hope people reach out to you. There's no strategy behind it. There's no system behind it. There's no automation or leverage behind it. I'm going to walk you through the flywheel funnel and show you exactly what to do to get reliable, repeatable clients month in, month out, easily and effortlessly. And then the final piece is what I call effortless enrollment. I used to call this easy enrollment, but I switched it to effortless enrollment, which is the process of turning leads into paying loyal clients. And I'll walk you through exactly what you need to do in order to enroll new leads every single day into your programs, into your offers, by one or two things that you might not be doing right now. We've got sales and we've got enrollment. And in this world, we have this hard, harsh sales, handle objections and do all this stuff, which works. And you can, beat enough people into buying from you. But when you magnetically invite people to work with you, then things become different. So number one, the magnetic leader, embodiment and transmission. Let's dive in. What does this actually mean? The first step in consistently attracting high-paying clients isn't about tactics or strategies. It's about how you show up. Your clients don't just buy coaching, they buy coaches. They buy you. And in today's marketplace, when we're overly swamped with competition and 1,000,001 people are throwing up ads and trying to promote or sell something, the thing that differentiates you from everyone else is your grounded presence, your transmission, your embodiment. The truth is, you can have the best systems in the world, but if your energy doesn't reflect leadership and authority, clients won't feel drawn to you. This is where most coaches get stuck. They hustle, but they aren't embodying their leadership or full potency of their power. So this is where we've got to really step into embracing our king. When you step into the king archetype, you position yourself as a leader. The king doesn't chase clients. I want you to understand this. These are principles. The king does not chase clients. Clients are drawn to him because of his presence and confidence. Embodying this means your transmission is strong and people will naturally want to work with you. Now, there is partially work for you to do here, in the sense of you might have to step into some work on yourself. And that's what we do in The Modern Man. It's like we help men become deeper, more aligned versions of themselves so they magnetically attract people towards them. I understand they've got tactics, but then I've also got the work that I do with men to make them more magnetic. And there is a ton of work that we do here: embodiment, breath work, shadow work. So much of this is like inner work, deep work to be trustable. And this is what happens. You become magnetic and people want to work with you. You don't seek validation, praise, or recognition. What I see are a lot of young boys in the world. By that I mean coaches are out there and they're creating content or they're doing things and they want validation, praise, or recognition for their efforts. The king operates in honor. As the king, you act in service of a higher calling. You step into the thing because it's your requirement of your purpose. You don't do it for the validation, recognition, or praise from the world. You do it because it's who you are. It's what's demanded of you. We don't choose our purpose in life. There is something called Dharma. And often we think we choose our purpose. We find our purpose. We discover our purpose. And often our purpose discovers you. 4 years ago, I never thought I'd be in this position, leading men into deeper versions of themselves and becoming powerful leaders in the world so they can create more influence with their clients and the people that they serve. But life handed me circumstances that I stepped into and forced me to do work that was painful and deep and hard so that I could be trusted as leader of men. And every day I make a decision based on what is required of me today in order to be trusted by the people that I want to serve. And when you're aligned with your calling and living fully from the core, then you do the things that are required of you in order to lead. You lead with clarity, purpose, vision, direction, focus, and intent. You're transmitting clarity. And that's what people are paying for. People are paying for clarity. If they're confused, they're overwhelmed, they're burnt out, they're anxious, the last thing they want to do is pay a coach who is all of those things. So if you don't have clarity, purpose, direction, vision, focus, intent, and you don't have deep clarity that you're transmitting through you, then what are people actually paying for? People don't want to pay people who are lacking clarity, who are overwhelmed, who are burnt out, right? That's the key here. You have to transmit those things. Just imagine for a second walking into a room without saying a word and clients feel your presence. They know you're the one to lead them. That's what powerful transmission feels like. And when you master this, attracting clients becomes effortless. I promise you, you will magnetize people towards you in ways you never thought possible. And by embodying a deep transmission and being fully embodied in your masculine leadership, you move from chasing clients to having them naturally drawn to your energy. You become the man people want to work with, and everything starts to flow from that space. All right. Number 2, an aligned, crystal clear offer, what I class as a signature solution. So the next step is what separates successful coaches from those that struggle. A crystal clear, aligned offer that's so irresistible, your ideal clients can't help but say yes. And honestly, like many coaches are out there, they have a one-to-one program, or they have, single sessions, or they might put together a course, or they might have a multitude of offerings. But what they don't have is the one thing that they can sell. You need one program to make 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, and ultimately 7 figures by just having one amazing program. And if all you did was that, and all roads led to that program, then you will create a business that you never thought was possible. Most clients fail to attract high-paying clients because their offer isn't clear. Prospects are confused, or they don't see the value. And without clarity, you're missing out on opportunities. Your offer should be a no-brainer for the right client. If you aren't clear on your offer and what it is that you sell and the value that you bring to the people that you serve, then how do you expect the people that you're trying to sell to understand what it is that you do? This is where we've got to embrace the magician archetype, right? This is magician energy. And just like the magician crafts with precision, we'll design your offer to solve a specific problem, position it as a solution your clients are searching for. The right offer is always an easy yes, right? Because the cost of staying stuck should be infinitely higher than the cost of moving forward with us. And when we have this understanding that our solution to somebody's painful problem is an easy pathway for them to move forward, then everything becomes easier. But if it's more painful for somebody to say yes to your program because they lack clarity on what it is it's going to do, or they lack understanding on how it's going to help them, then they are going to stay where they're at. They're not going to make that investment in you. So your offer needs to be clear, definitive, easy to understand, needs to be positioned as a solution to a painful problem for your perfect prospect. But it also needs to be an offer that's a joy to deliver, right? If selling the thing is easy, but delivering it is hard, it's always going to be difficult for you to sell that thing, because it's going to be painful to you when you sell the program, so you're not going to want to sell more of it. So the best part of selling should be that you get to help a client get the result, not just taking the money. If the best part of you selling that is taking the money, then it's going to be a painful process for you and the prospect. Your offer should be priced according to the result and impact you can get a client. Again, your program should be positioned directly in correlation to the cost of inaction. So if somebody stays exactly where they're at, what are the costs, implications, challenges, setbacks that person will experience as a direct result of not moving forward in their life? For example, a lot of the people that I work with might be making 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 grand a month. And I help them make 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 plus. Last month, one of my clients did 90,000 pounds, and he started working with me at 10,000 pounds, and he averages between 40 and 50,000 pounds every single month. Now, think about the implications. Not only did this client need to grow his business in order to afford a house that he wants, but also the level of impact that he's creating in the world because of him stepping up is monumental. And so if he hadn't have joined the coaching program, he probably would be still thereabouts where he's at, making the same money, wouldn't get the house that he wanted, but also wouldn't be creating the kind of impact that he wants in the world. And that's the cost of inaction. And so he has paid me infinitely less, I promise you, infinitely less than what he has made in return. And that should be the same thing with your program. There should be a massive ROI on whatever investment it is in your program. It doesn't have to be monetary, but if somebody's going through divorce and you help them navigate that and they save their marriage as a direct proportion, then I guarantee that is a very, very, very savvy investment for somebody to make, even if that's a multi-thousand investment. I'm gonna, I don't know for sure, but separation from my wife cost me at least 300,000, at least in hard cash, and I estimate equally the same in missed opportunity through me not being able to navigate my business throughout that. And so what I want you to understand is that there are costly things, even if the thing that you solve for somebody isn't directly money related. So imagine your offer is so clear, so aligned with your client's needs that they instantly understand the value. There's no hesitation or doubt. It's not just about having an offer. It's about having one that solves a real problem and speaks directly to the client's desires of your ideal client, speaks directly to the desires of your ideal client. This isn't just about having an offer. This is about having something that solves a painful problem and is crystal clear so that they know exactly. And the only time that somebody won't say yes is if they absolutely can't afford it. If we're getting on the phone to people, the last thing that we want is to get on the phone with people that we know we can't help. Our offer should be the thing that solves a problem for the perfect prospect, and the only way they say no is if they can't afford it, and they absolutely can't afford it, like beyond every shadow of a doubt. I cannot afford it. But honestly, the right offer to the right person at the right time is an easy yes. So a perfectly aligned offer means you shift from convincing your prospects to closing deals effortlessly. Your clients see you as the clear solution to their problems, and that makes the sales process smooth and natural. I no longer sell, I invite. And that's the thing that I want you to understand. I don't sell people into a program, I invite them, because if there's an absolute alignment between them and myself, and there's a common interest in the goal, I want to help them achieve the thing and they want to achieve the thing, then it should be an easy invitation. I don't force, twist, or push clients into signing up. It's a win-win. And that comes from my transmission and the flywheel funnel, which is up next. The flywheel funnel is something that works around the clock. And honestly, now that your offer is clear, the next step is creating a system that consistently attracts the right leads without requiring you to hustle 24/7. And this is where most coaches get stuck, working hard without building a reliable flow of leads. And, honestly, this is something that most coaches are doing, constantly hustling, doing outreach, posting content. But without a system, it's exhausting and inconsistent. And, one day leads are coming in, the next day they're not. And the hard thing is that you might even be just marketing to the same people over and over and over again. You feel like you're just exhausting your audience because no one's really paying attention to you anymore. And you don't know what's working, what's not. Sometimes you get leads, sometimes you don't. But this is where we've got to start to really cultivate the warrior energy. And the warrior shows up every day with discipline, but he doesn't waste energy. This is what most people are doing. They just they're filling the gaps with hustle and hard work. The warrior builds a system that lasts. Lead generation built upon systems allows you to conserve energy working efficiently, not harder, right? The old way is you're posting on social media every day, sending DMs, maybe even running some ads, but it feels like a grind. You're hustling, but the leads aren't coming in consistently, and it's exhausting. It's built upon hustle and hard work. The new way is about building a system that works for you, not against you. With consistent, automated lead generation system, you'll have high quality leads flowing in every day, every week, every month without consistent hustle. Every day I wake up to 5, 10, 12, 18 new leads coming into my email list, coming into my school community, coming into, my Instagram gets 30, 40, 50 new followers every single day because I have a system that does all of that. I get followers, I get people join my email list, I get people, buy coaching from me, I get people join my free community. I have all of this happening at all times. And this is what happens. This is the flywheel funnel. I have ads, I have short form content, I have stories that go up on my Instagram, I have emails that go out, I have a free community where I nurture and I provide value, And then I have long form content inside of that community on my YouTube, a podcast. And so what we have is a deconstructed funnel. It's not just one thing, it's a series and a collection of things. But my ads bring people in on autopilot. People then consume my short form content. They send me a DM, join my free community. They comment and post. They join my free community. I have ads directly to my free community. So every day, I have new people coming into my world without doing a thing. You know, if I didn't do a thing today, I would get at least 40 or 50 new followers on my Instagram. I would get at least 10 to 15 people join my free school community. I would have email automation going out, booking calls. I would have, content posts going up on my Instagram because I create every day. I have stuff constantly happening. And this is why I call it the flywheel. I'm speeding up trust with my audience every day by all of the little pieces that I create. And there's several different types of content that I create that are so important. Personality-based content, plan-based content, like what is it that I'm doing in order to help people get the result? I share problem-based content, challenges. I share opportunity-based content, like how can you grow? Like what can you grow into? And it's not really about one thing, but Instagram sits as the hub of the flywheel because it's the primary traffic source for me. So I run ads through my Instagram and everything happens around that. Stories, short form content. People join my email list. They join my community. They consume my long form content through YouTube, through my community also, through my email list. And all of this in unison together is what really works. I don't see us having this like one linear funnel anymore where it's like they opt into a thing and then they consume this thing and then they become a client. Really, it's a combination of many things strategically pieced together. And that's what I help my clients with, strategically piecing together all of this to create the flywheel funnel effect. And what I actually class the central hub, the Instagram, is the watering hole. And the way that I get my clients to think of this is imagine in the savannah, there is a watering hole where the water gathers and the animals come every single day to get their water. You've got the buffalo, you've got the zebras, you've got the elephants, you've got, the hyenas, the cheetah, like all of this. You've got everybody collecting at the watering hole every day to get their value, which is the water. And that's what you want to do within your business. You want to have a hub, a central place where people receive value from you. And then you want all of the spokes around that, the long form content, short form content, stories, ads, emails, community, like all of that stuff is accessory to everything else. And so how this happens is you can see here, there's 209 followers in a 7-day period there. So almost 40 plus followers every single day coming into my Instagram, right? This would be like 24, I can't really see that on the screen, 24 unfollows in 7 days, but 209 followers. So net growth of 185 followers. And then you can see there, man without clear boundaries is untrustable. That's 22 comments. I think it'll be like 11 comments from people requesting the free thing. And then obviously my automation comments back on that and then sends them the free thing. Then my audiobook, 39 comments. Again, about half the amount of that is people commenting on that, wanting the book. And then my automation, likes their post, it comments on that post, and then it sends them the automation. And then the bottom there is the script, another 47 comments. So again, half that is the amount of people commenting on that, wanting the script. The automation sends them the link to the script, adds them to my email list, invites them to my free community. And then you can see on my email list, I get a 70% open rate, 68.20% open rate on my email list because of how I do it, with a 9.5% click rate. So that basically means, on average, every email I've sent over the last 90 days has been opened by 68% of people. And out of them, 9.5% have clicked it. So if there's been a link to click in there, such as a calendar booking or a free training or something inside the community, 9.5% of people have actually clicked that. And you can see here, hi Chris, been looking at your stuff for a while. Gotta say, it feels like you're talking directly to me at times through your content. I would like to set up a call and see if I can afford your services or get an idea so I can start putting some money away. I'm a year and a half into my business. I understand it takes time to build a brand, etc., but I feel I would benefit from your coaching. And so if you want to get this kind of effect happening every day where this is happening all on autopilot, like people are joining my list, I'm sending out emails, I'm creating content, and it's all just happened magnetically every day, plus getting new followers, getting people reach out to me, asking for help. This happens day in, day out, and that's the power of the flywheel funnel. So by shifting from the old way of hustling to a consistent, automated system, you'll have a steady flow of leads. No more guessing where your next client is coming from. The flywheel is always working to nurture even when you aren't, and gives you freedom and peace of mind. I am building, if you want to go big and you want to go tall, you have to go deep first. You have to build deep foundations, and I'm building deep foundations so that my people are always receiving value from me, even when I'm not working. If you want to create influence, the last thing you want to do is create influence one-to-one. You want to create influence one-to-many, and that happens by creating assets, pieces of content, and then marketing systems that automates and nurtures and inspires people to become a potential client. And that works all in unison. And number 4, I invite, I don't sell. The new way to sell in 2024 is by making invitations, not hard selling. So the final step in turning leads into high-paying clients isn't about selling, it's about inviting. Instead of pushing hard for the sale, imagine guiding your clients into a natural relationship with you. This shift changes everything. One of the things I decided to stop doing was sales calls. I didn't want to do sales calls anymore. I don't mind getting on the phone with people, but I don't want to do sales calls. I want to build relationships. And I think there's a real essence in building true, authentic connection. If I took a screenshot of my top 20 clients in Stripe, it would amount to over £1 million in coaching. And that's testament to the relationship that I have with my clients. And the reason that is because I build relationship, I don't sell. And that's very much what I stand upon. You can have a script, yes, you can sell, you can beat someone over the head, but it is far better for your content to do the selling for you, to do all of the work, everything that we've discussed today, your transmission, your embodiment, having a perfectly aligned offer, having the flywheel funnel, just constantly nurturing your audience. So by the time they get to point of sale with you, they're pretty much pre-sold, ready to buy, and it's just an easy yes. So selling from the core is selling from a grounded, open place. By that I mean you're relaxed, you're not anxious. You lead, you don't sell. You ask questions, you help them understand where they're at. You get a true picture of their current situation. You help them understand what it is that is costing them staying where they're at. You help create a clear vision with them. You help create a picture of the future position they want to be in. And by doing that, you're naturally helping them understand the gap. And then you invite them to close that gap with you. You don't push. Handling objections, in my opinion, should be done before you get into a sales conversation. If you're getting on the phone with somebody, it pretty much should be handled that they know exactly what it is that you do and whether it is for them or not. And I guess the difference here between you selling would be chopping down every single objection. There is a place for that. Don't get me wrong. There are many people making a lot of money by handling objections and shoving sales down people's throat and closing every deal that's closable. It's just not how I choose to do business personally. And when I have a trust, like a level of trust that when the client is ready, they'll buy. And the reason I do this is because I've engineered everything before that so that I have a low stress sales environment. I don't want to sell from a place where I have to force people to make a decision. I'd rather have a casual conversation, invite people to work with me that I know can help, and actually help people see their own magic. A big part of my work is to help people see their own magic. And I invite people to do deep work, and I need to build a lot of trust with people. And I don't want to sell somebody in a program that isn't necessarily going to be invested in doing the work required to become the man they need to be in order to build the business they desire. And so for me, it's a low stress environment. And inviting from a grounded place, when you invite, the focus shifts from convincing clients to work with you to showing them how your offer is exactly what they need. It's about building rapport, listening deeply, and guiding them to their own conclusion that working with you is the right choice. When you invite rather than sell, leads feel the connection. They trust you and are eager to work with you because you've shown them how you can help. The relationship feels easy and the transition from lead to paying client happens naturally. And so again, to help you understand the flow, the path of everything and how it fits together, transmission embodiment first. Become the man that your clients want to work with first and foremost. Live from the experience. Be the teaching, not the preacher. Secondly, is aligned offer. Create an irresistible signature offer, something that is primed as an easy yes for your dream clients to say yes to. Third, the flywheel funnel. Build a reliable client generation system where leads are being generated on autopilot every day. Every day you get 30, 40, 50 followers. Every day you get 10, 15 people joining your email list, become part of your community, DMing you for asking for help, booking calls. Every single day you have systems that do this on autopilot. The last thing I want to do is have to hustle to book calls into my calendar. I want a system that does it repeatably, reliably, consistently, and dependently. So I know down to the dollar a day, if I invest in ads, I'm going to get calls booked and I'm going to get clients. And the final piece is effortless enrollment, turning leads into paying loyal clients that stick, pay, refer, and they become part of your community for many years to come. Now, hopefully you found this training valuable. We covered a lot, and the invitation would be to next book a discovery call with me if you feel compelled to explore how we can help you build this thing for you, the very system that brought you right here to watch this video. If you want to build something that does the same for you, where you are creating a powerful movement in the world, you are leading with intent, purpose, power, potency, you are showing up fully embodied as the man you know you can be, and you're doing everything within your power to lead a community of people whilst becoming a better father, a better husband, a deeper man, and actually truly creating impactful work in the world, then I would love to invite you to work with me and see how we can help you do that. We have a couple of different ways in which we do it. The call will be, again, you know my system. It won't be pressure. There won't be a ton of sales jargon on there. There won't be this overly scripted sales conversation. It will be simply me and you having a conversation around what it is that you want to do in the world, what your limitations and challenges are. And then if I think it's right, I'll make an invitation. If I don't think it is, I'll try and point you in the right direction. But ultimately, this is about helping you find clarity, focus, and direction in your life so that you can start living the life that you truly desire. I don't think this is just about making more money for you. This is about acquiring the freedom of choice and sovereignty to be able to have the direction that you want, do the things that you want in your life when you want, however you want it, whenever you want it. I got the pleasure of traveling Asia for 6 weeks with my family. I went to Bali and Singapore and Japan for 6 whole weeks, and I worked virtually. And it was one of the blessings of my life. And I wouldn't be able to do this if I did not have this business and this system that sits behind this business. And so if you are inspired, if you are curious, intrigued about how this can work for you, then I would love to offer you the opportunity to have a conversation. Go ahead. There'll be a link around here somewhere. Book a call with me, and I'd love to have a chat about how we can help you truly step into your power and become the man you need to be, build the business that you truly want, and make the amount of money that you desire. All right. Catch you soon. Peace.